What's up, everybody, on this lazy Sunday? This is Daryl G once again coming to you from G-Pac TV. I'm gonna hit you up with another video. Right now, everyone is having this discussion about the overall COVID bill that just passed the Senate, and they're sending it back over to the House as we speak now. So, what do you think? Should the progressives vote no against this package? Because it does not have the $15 minimum wage in it. Mind you, the Joe Manchins of the world just played hardball and they got what they wanted. These bastards got what they wanted, which was giving you less money. So now I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they even brought down the unemployment from 400 to 300 now. It's in the Senate bill. And they mean tested it. So now less people will get the COVID relief. Just think about this for a second. Think about this for a second. Less people under Joe Biden will get a stimulus check than they did under Donald Trump. Mind you, and less money too. Donald Trump passed the $1,200 and the $600. That's $1,800 for more people. Biden is now passing something that is less, $1,400, less than $1,800, and for less people. Just think about that for a second. This is the guy who came in and said he's about to do a big, bold, big and bold. Psych. He did not do big and bold. Let's be clear on that. And let's be clear on the fact that if they wanted $15 minimum wage, they could have it. They decided not to. They decided to keep you living under the poverty line. They decided with pretty much what do they call it? Legislative poverty. This is what they're doing. Outright, right in front of us. So if the progressives in the House don't stand up now, when are they going to stand up? Somebody please answer that question for me. But I did a video with Jimmy Dore talking about Cenk Uygur. I'm gonna let Cenk Uygur say his part because, like I said, I agree with both of them. So listen to what he has to say about it.
This is why I'm doing this video and telling you guys. That means we will lose from here on out. You must be able to block a must-pass bill.
Yes, the bill must pass.
Honestly, it's just basic politics. It's not that complicated. It's not some brilliant strategy. Why does Joe Manchin get everything he wants? Why is he, like, now people are wondering, is he the president? He took out $50 minimum wage
Exactly.
handily from this bill.
Exactly.
He said,
Joe Biden bent the knee as soon as he walked in the door.
That's how you do politics. And people might find that uncomfortable, and if you're a good progressive and a good person, you might say, well, that endangers people a little bit, and it delays the bill a little bit, and he shouldn't do that. Okay, yes, but it does lead to power. It does lead to a seat at the negotiating table.
Okay.
If you're not willing to block a bill, you have no power at all, and that is current state of play. So
that's the truth.
Who deserve a tiny bit of credit.
That's the truth. If they're not willing to do this, they don't have any power, no leverage whatsoever. So everything they say from this point on in is just blowing smoke up your ass. That's what they're doing. A big puff of smoke. So all that we're gonna hear now is a bunch of lip service. If you're not willing to use your votes to achieve power, then that means that you are not willing to put up the real fight that is needed to get these progressive ideas actually put into law. So what are we talking about here? Continue.
That don't, but I need you to understand that this is meant to be constructive, and I will not just do it as criticism and then leave it be. I'll tell you what should happen and what could actually lead to a victory.
Well, you should do it as criticism because it should be criticism. Because if they don't do what you're saying that they should do, we all should be criticizing them. we all should be raking them across the coals, because that means that we have nothing. There's nothing else. They have no power. So when they come on TV and say, "Oh, we're fighting for this," no, you're not fighting for nothing if you're not willing to use power when you have it. And because Nancy Pelosi was such a disaster, she lost seats in the House, which gave progressives more power. So now they need their votes more than anything to pass anything they want to pass. So here is the rubber meeting the road. So what's going to happen? What are they going to do? Let's continue.
You have a must-pass bill like this COVID relief plan. You're not actually killing the bill if you vote no. Because what is Biden going to do? Drop it?
Yeah.
Drop it? That's
of course
something that's
not
possible. You can't drop this. You can't drop the budget. You can't drop the defense bill. Okay? Those are must-passes. So what you do is you force, when you vote no, that forces them back to the negotiating table.
Okay.
But this time, you're actually at the table. Right now, we're not at the table at all. Now, if you're thinking, Jake, why are you even talking about progressives? Aren't the people blocking this mansion, etc.?
Because
Yes,
the progressives need to be talked about.
everyone leaves the analysis right there.
They have the
and
power.
That's only half the story. Manchin goes, okay, the House version, the Democratic version of the bill, I will vote no, so you must do what I tell you, okay? That is what progressives must do, the equal.
By the way, let's be clear. I wouldn't be right if I didn't make sure that we're clear here. See, this is the thing that Jimmy Dore was talking about when he was talking about force to vote, which I also agree with. So they had the same power back then to force to put everybody on record for voting against Medicare for all. We knew it wasn't going to pass, but we want everyone on record for voting against it. And you, sir, you did say that you didn't agree with that tactics then. See, the thing is, we should have been putting the pressure on them then all the way up until now. That's the issue. Continue.
An opposite. I'm going to call it the Manchin rule. Okay, you vote no, we vote no. You vote yes, we vote yes. Then it's on you, brother. Then it's on you. Instead, they're likely going to choose to do nothing.
Okay,
now,
exactly.
I can even live with that. You're going to say, Jake, how could you live with that?
Really?
If they had a good plan to
what?
somehow get the $15 minimum wage passed in another way. So if they said, hey, Jake, look, there's a...
I can't allow that to pass. Excuse me. Because there is no other way unless they get rid of the filibuster, which the Democrats don't look like they want to do. And if they do it, they're going to do it for another reason. And it ain't going to be for the reason of getting people $15 an hour. So when you say, oh, I would even accept them for doing nothing, that doesn't make any sense, sir. Because that means nothing is going to happen. So what are we talking about? What are we doing here if nothing is going to happen? All right.
Bunch of senators that are reluctant, and here is our battle plan for flipping them. Great, I'm all ears. And I'm going to tell you guys to get excited. I'm going to tell you guys to be part of that plan, and I'm going to give credit to all the people who came up with that.
What plan?
And let's go execute it together. If they say, hey, we're not going to block this one,
there is going to be no plan.
The other one, and it's not maybe, and it's not vague, it's definite.
This is where it counts, okay? Your power, this is where it counts now, is when you have raw power against voting down a package that they have to pass. This is where your leverage and your power comes in now. If they don't use it now, we are talking about shit here. Nothing. Do you understand? When you see what he just said, he is like, some other way. Won't you specify some other way? Of course you can't specify some other way because it is no other way. If they don't do it now, it is not going to happen for at least another 4 years or more. Let's be honest about that. So, all right, here we go.
And okay, then that's a totally fine plan. And waiting an extra 8-9 months for one of those other bills to come up sounds awful to me. But I might even be willing to do that. if you're actually going to do it.
Exactly.
So, and as things stand now, they're not going to. The progressives in Congress will not vote no.
If they don't do it now, they're
They
not
will
going
not
to do
vote
it
no
then.
on this one, but I'm afraid they're not going to vote no on
Any of them.
You don't use your power.
Exactly.
We're
There is
never
no
gonna get these
other
bills
way.
passed. I'm not. Look, you know how hopeful.
All right, let's stop there. He just said it. He just said it out of his own mouth. There is no other way. And once again, like I said, with Jimmy Dore put the vote for Medicare for all, I agree with this. And when he came up and said, let's vote to pressure Bernie Sanders and pressure everybody, I agree with that as well. But you cannot sit here and run shade for the progressives at this moment. They are planning to do nothing. There is no other plan. There is no other way but right now. So they either stand up now or they're not going to stand up. And that is very clear. So it's time to stop running shade for these folks. They are careerists, apparently. Because when the time comes to fight, they're not going to do it. And that's all that matters at the end of the day. You can talk about, oh, well, maybe one day down the road, maybe I would accept them doing nothing if they did something down the road somewhere and in some imaginary time and some imaginary bill that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris is going to let even go through in the first place. Yeah, let's do that instead of putting it in the must-pass bill now. Okay? So let's have a conversation. If the progressives don't stand up now, are they letting the progressive movement down? Let's have a conversation on this lazy Sunday. This is the working man's news, the regular guy who telling you how he feels about the news. So let's have a conversation. Tell me, what do you think? Should they stand now or should they wait for some bill down the road or some plan that they don't even have? And if you can't do it during the must pass bill, they're definitely not going to do nothing in any other bills. So let's have a conversation. Throw me a like, subscribe. Let's have a conversation. You'll get more of these videos from me, and these videos are from the regular working guy's point of view. Let's have a conversation.